walk me through the Tony La Russa situation. There's no way you can sit here and I don't ask you about that.
Well,
just to set it up, he shows up in 1996. You're 41.
Yeah.
They make a deal for a young shortstop, Royce Clayton, and now you and Royce are there together. You've got the great Ozzie Smith who's going to go in the Hall of Fame, and then this kid who's a really good young player, and a new manager.
He said the best player is going to play.
Between you and Royce?
Between me and Royce. He said, the guy that plays the best is going to be the player. I said, well, Tony, I got no problem with that. And so going into spring training, I had a better spring.
Than Royce?
Than Royce. And I think I pulled a hamstring or something in one of the last exhibition games that we played. And that was really kind of the opening for allowing Royce to be the opening day shortstop. And that story kind of went on forever and stuff. But, you know, when I realized that this could get really, really ugly, and I didn't want, here again, I respected the game enough, I knew that it was time for me to move on. And so I announced my retirement. It was an unfortunate time because everybody would like to finish it the way that they want to finish it.
Sure.
And I certainly wanted to finish differently than it did, but it was what it was. And so I put it behind me, and it's just one of those incidents that happened.
2,460 hits. That's how many the all-glove, no-bat Osborne Earl Smith ended with in the big leagues. That's more than Mickey Mantle. That's more than Joe DiMaggio. 2,460 hits for a guy who had to make himself into a big league hitter. Now, that was a mountain that you climbed.
Let me say this here, Joe. And I talked about this earlier. When you're playing every day and you're doing your thing, statistics don't really mean anything. The only thing that's important is whether or not you helped your team win. In my 19 years, I always ask myself at the end of every game, did you do the best you could today? This was one of those things when I was in college. You know, it was always the question that I had to ask myself every day. Did you do the best you could today? And that answer for 19 years in the big leagues was yes. Now, that didn't mean we won every day. That didn't mean that I did all of the things that I wanted to do, but I know that I didn't take anything for granted, and I didn't leave anything out there. I worked extremely hard to be the very best that I could be, and when I look back at it now, you know, I know that I did the very best with what I was blessed with. And so I just consider myself very fortunate, very lucky to have had the opportunity to play this wonderful game for 19 years. And I wouldn't trade it. You know, if I go back, I wouldn't change a thing because it was all part of my journey. It was all part of the learning experience, and it got me to this.